Imagine a game so captivating that it has survived more than 1,500 years, crossing continents and cultures, evolving with civilizations yet retaining its essential soul. This is the story of chess, a strategic battle of minds that began in the royal courts of ancient India and conquered the world. From Maharajas to caliphs, from medieval knights to modern grandmasters, chess has been far more than just a game. It has been a mirror reflecting our societies, our values, and our endless fascination with strategic thinking. Our journey begins in the mists of northern India, sometime during or shortly before the 5th century of the Common Era. Here, in the courts of ancient Hindu kingdoms, a game called chaturanga was born. The name itself tells the story, meaning four-limbed in Sanskrit, representing the 4 divisions of the ancient Indian army. Foot soldiers marching steadfastly forward, mighty war elephants trampling the battlefield, swift cavalry racing across plains, and thundering chariots carrying warriors into combat. Players commanded these forces on an uncheckered board of 8 rows and 8 columns, known as an ashtapada, with one supreme objective: to capture the opponent's king. The earliest written reference to chaturanga comes from a remarkable source. The Harsha, a biography of King Harsha Vardhana, written by the celebrated poet Banabhatta who lived at his court. Harsha's kingdom in the 7th century was renowned as a haven of tolerance, prosperity, and enlightened governance, attracting scholars and travelers from distant lands. In praising the peaceful nature of Harsha's realm, Bana wrote that only the Ashtapada board taught the positions of chaturanga, making this the first known reference to chess as a substitute for actual warfare. It was a revolutionary idea, that strategy and combat could be simulated and studied through the movement of carved pieces on a board. From the vibrant courts of India, chaturanga traveled westward along ancient trade routes into the mighty Sasanian Empire of Persia, where it became known as chaturang. In Persian noble society between the 3rd and 7th centuries, mastery of chaturang was considered an essential skill for any educated aristocrat, alongside horseback riding, archery, and poetry. The Persians embraced the game with such passion that they created elaborate legends around it. One famous tale tells of an Indian king challenging the great Persian king of kings, Khosrau I, to decipher the rules of the game from 32 jeweled pieces of emerald and ruby. After intense study, the wisest Persian advisor not only solved the puzzle, but defeated the Indians 3 times in succession. With the Arab conquest of Persia in the mid-7th century, chess entered its golden age in the Islamic world, now called Shatranj. As the Umayyad Caliphate expanded across 3 continents, Shatranj spread with it, and the pieces took on new Arabicized names derived from Persian. During the 8th century, something remarkable happened. The figurative carved pieces transformed into elegant abstract forms, likely reflecting both Islamic artistic preferences and the growing demand for ready-made chess sets. The game's popularity exploded under the Abbasid Caliphate, and by the 9th and 10th centuries, legendary chess masters emerged whose names echo through history. Al-Adli, Ar-Razi, and the incomparable Al-Suli, all of whom wrote comprehensive books on strategy that were copied and studied for centuries. By the 10th century, chess had crossed into medieval Europe through multiple gateways where Islamic and Christian civilizations met, primarily through Spain and Italy. European craftsmen transformed the abstract Islamic pieces back into figurative forms that reflected their own culture. Kings with crowns, queens in flowing gowns, bishops with mitres, knights mounted on horses, and castle-like rooks. The famous Lewis chessmen, carved in the 12th century, depicted fierce berserker warriors from Norse mythology as guardians. Meanwhile, the game itself gained profound allegorical meaning. King Alfonso X of Castile declared chess more noble than dice or backgammon, and medieval writers used chess as a metaphor for courtly love, political governance, and the ordered structure of feudal society. Everything changed in the late 15th century when chess underwent its most dramatic transformation. In a revolutionary shift that swept across Europe in barely 2 generations, the rules were radically altered. The bishop suddenly gained the power to sweep across any free diagonal, while the queen transformed from a weak counselor into the most powerful piece on the board, combining the movements of both rook and bishop. This explosive new version was called Queen's Chess or even Mad Chess, and it made the game faster, more dynamic, and infinitely more complex. Legendary masters emerged to study and showcase this new form. Ruy Lopez from Spain, Paolo Boy from Italy, and Gioacchino Greco, whose brilliant games thrilled princes and kings throughout Europe's royal courts. By the Age of Enlightenment in the 18th century, chess had become intimately connected with the era's revolutionary ideas about reason, knowledge, and scientific thinking. The famous Café de la Régence in Paris became the epicenter of the chess world, where the greatest player of the age, François-André Danican Philidor, dazzled audiences with his brilliant strategic insights. Enlightenment philosophers themselves were drawn to the game. Jean-Jacques Rousseau and Denis Diderot were regular players at the café, seeing in chess's logical complexity a perfect embodiment of rational thought. Meanwhile, mathematicians like the great Leonhard Euler studied chess-related problems such as the knight's tour, seeking mathematical solutions to how a knight could visit all 64 squares without repetition. The 19th century brought chess firmly into the modern age. In 1820, a mysterious automaton called the Mechanical Turk, dressed in oriental robes and turban, defeated many of the world's most brilliant minds, including a young Charles Babbage, who would later become the father of computer science. Though the Turk was actually controlled by a human chess master hidden inside the cabinet, it sparked fascination with the idea of mechanical intelligence. Meanwhile, chess masters reached new heights of brilliance. Paul Morphy, a young American genius from the 1850s, burst onto the international scene with a playing style so elegant and devastating that he became known as the pride and sorrow of chess, defeating every opponent he faced before mysteriously retiring from the game forever. The 20th century transformed chess into a genuinely global phenomenon. The Soviet Union embraced chess as a national passion, producing a dynasty of world champions including Mikhail Botvinnik, Mikhail Tal, and Boris Spassky. Then, in 1972, an unlikely American hero named Bobby Fischer defeated Spassky in a match that captured the world's attention as a symbolic Cold War battle. But an even more dramatic confrontation was brewing: the challenge of artificial intelligence. After decades of computer scientists using chess as their ultimate test, IBM's Deep Blue computer defeated world champion Garry Kasparov in 1997, a watershed moment in the history of both chess and technology. Today, chess has fully embraced the digital age, with millions playing online daily. Yet the fundamental appeal remains unchanged from that first Indian court 15 centuries ago. From ancient India to the digital age, chess has been humanity's constant companion through triumph and turmoil. It has survived empires rising and falling, adapted to countless cultures, and evolved alongside human civilization itself. Today, whether played on a wooden board in a quiet room or on a glowing screen with an opponent halfway around the world, chess continues to captivate minds with the same essential challenge: the eternal battle of strategy, foresight, and creativity. The game that once trained Indian princes for war now trains anyone willing to learn the profound art of thinking ahead. Enjoyed learning about the incredible 1500-year journey of chess? Give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more fascinating historical deep dives. Hit that notification bell so you never miss our next adventure through history. See you in the next one.